Alright, let's dive into something that's been stirring up the Formula One world lately, and trust me, it's a hot take from none other than Max Verstappen himself. So, here's the deal. Verstappen just went off on the 2026 racing rules, calling them terrible and basically saying the current state of racing is a joke. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just a driver complaining because he had a bad race. Verstappen's critique goes way deeper, and personally, I think it's worth unpacking. First off, let's set the stage. Verstappen, fresh off a retirement at the Chinese Grand Prix, didn't hold back during his post-race media session. What's striking is how he's framing this. It's not about him losing or his car's issues, he's genuinely concerned about the sport's direction. And that's what makes this really interesting. Here's a four-time world champion, someone at the peak of his career, saying the racing is more like Mario Kart than actual competition. I mean, think about that for a second. When a driver of his caliber compares F1 to a video game, it's not just a throwaway comment, it's a red flag. Now, let's break down what he's actually saying. Verstappen's main gripe is with the yo-yo racing we've seen this season, where drivers are essentially boosting past each other on straights, only to run out of battery and get overtaken again. From my perspective, this isn't just about the tech, it's about the essence of racing. Verstappen's point is that this back and forth isn't skill-based, it's artificial. And honestly, I get where he's coming from. Racing should be about strategy, driver skill, and car performance, not who can manage their energy better on a straight. What this really suggests is that the 2026 rules might be missing the mark in terms of what makes F1, well, F1. But here's the thing, Verstappen's not just criticizing, he's also offering a broader perspective. He's saying that even if he were winning races under these rules, he'd still feel the same way. That's a big statement. It shows he's thinking about the sport's long-term health, not just his own success. And that's something I find fascinating. In a world where drivers often prioritize their own interests, Verstappen's willingness to speak up for the greater good is refreshing. It raises a deeper question. Are the current rules alienating the very essence of what makes F1 special? Another detail I find fascinating is how Verstappen's comments reflect a divide in the F1 community. He acknowledges that some fans might enjoy the current racing, but he argues they don't truly understand what racing should be. Personally, I think this is a bold claim, but it's also a necessary conversation. F1 is at a crossroads. It's trying to appeal to a casual audience while maintaining its core identity. Verstappen's critique forces us to ask, are we sacrificing the sport's soul for broader appeal? And if so, is that a trade-off worth making? What many people don't realize is that this isn't just about 2026, it's about the future of F1. Verstappen's call for a return to V8s isn't just nostalgia, it's a plea for a more authentic racing experience. He's saying the current regulations are fundamentally flawed, and I have to agree. If you take a step back and think about it, the sport's recent changes have been more about innovation than tradition. But innovation without purpose can lead to a loss of identity. Verstappen's warning that this could ruin the sport isn't hyperbolic, it's a legitimate concern. Finally, let's talk about the politics of it all. Verstappen admits it's going to be tough to get everyone on the same page. Teams with an advantage won't want to give it up, and that's understandable. But here's the kicker. If F1 continues down this path, it risks losing its core fanbase. In my opinion, that's a gamble the sport can't afford. Verstappen's call for communication and collaboration is spot on. If F1 wants to thrive, it needs to listen to its drivers and fans, not just chase trends. So, where does this leave us? Personally, I think Verstappen's critique is a wake-up call. It's not just about the racing, it's about the future of F1. Are we going to prioritize innovation at the expense of tradition? Or can we find a balance that honors the sport's roots while embracing change? These are the questions Verstappen's comments force us to confront. And honestly, I can't wait to see how this conversation evolves. What do you think? Is Verstappen right, or is this just the natural evolution of the sport? Let me know in the comments below.